Hello everybody, I think I'm live. I've refreshed everything I know to refresh, and I think we're in business. Everything looks different. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Instead of it being a lovely colourful screen. Hello! Woo! Made it! Teddy's very happy. God, that was quite unnerving. So I'm delighted to be live with you. The screen used to be very pretty with the old system, and now it's very black. It's got a very big black background. I don't know how to change that. So if anybody knows how to change this screen, anybody who's tech, that would be really great. But I'm just delighted that I've managed to connect for the first time in the new YouTube studio. Whew. Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Well, I'll be honest with you, I've tried it a lot of times, and very often during a retrograde is when you can come back to something and find out that you can actually do it. So I didn't do it because of the retrograde. I did it because YouTube said that they're going to phase out that Creator Classic any minute, so I thought I better do it. So welcome. I'm holding Teddy here for a bit of moral support. So right, we're building up to a lot of Piscean energy. Sun is in Pisces, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. Switch off the, oh thank you, switch off the night mode if it's black. I just don't know how to do this. The whole picture is very black. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going regardless. I'm very, very happy that we are together. So I'm glad you see colour, because I just see a lot of black and a tiny little bit of colour, but I do see the lovely hearts and fireworks and things that you're sending. So I feel very encouraged. Thank you. So with all this Neptunian energy, we're dealing with a lot of Neptunian energy. And Neptune can be very wonderful energy. It can be very sensitive, very compassionate, very caring. It's got the ability to put itself into other people's shoes. But it can also be very deceptive, delusional. It can bring up addictions. And with a retrograde, it can often bring up something that you've yet to master. So maybe you've been working on a certain lesson and you think you've sorted it out. And I'll give you an example in my life, because I think it's the only way is if I share things that happen to me that you might then, I hope, maybe to relate it in your life. So Mercury retrograde Pisces is where you've allowed somebody to overstep a boundary again, and you think you really honestly think I've learned that lesson. So I'll share with you what happened. I have clients pay in advance for my consultations. yes, it's money, but it's also my psychic space. If I have to think about who's paid and who's not, I have a lot of people, and I try to have clear arrangements just because it works. So when somebody asks me for more time during a reading, which happens sometimes, usually I don't have the extra time, but on this occasion, during the retrograde just now, somebody asked for extra time. And instead of saying, hey, just PayPal it for me now and we'll carry on in 5 minutes. No, I didn't. And I let it go for pretty much a whole session, yeah? It just went on, because he said he only wanted 10 minutes. I thought, all right. And then we get to the end of the session, and I'm still waiting for the payment. And it's not so much about the money, it's my psychic energy that has to think about this. So I'm actually really furious with myself. Why did I do it again? Yeah, how many times have I got to learn this lesson until I get it? I don't know if you have had those similar kinds of things in your life, but that's one that I'm experiencing again, and I've had it again and again and again. I can't begin to tell you the number of people who say, hey, I can't pay you until April, but could I have a reading in March? It's like, I can't run a business like that. Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. Maybe there are some people who can do that, but I can't. How long is the retrograde going to last? Until March 10th. So we've got a little while to go. Because what we're dealing with this Piscean energy has to do with, we're all one, we're all connected, all this. Use a timer, it is a life changer. One they can hear. I never thought of that. I very often go over just because I enjoy it. I don't even look at the clock a lot of the time. But thank you. Take this moment to define a graceful response. Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I feel as though often the Neptunian energy, when there is so much Neptunian energy, and right, Neptune is in my house of career, so it's very much an area that I have to keep an eye on boundaries. So wherever this Neptune energy and this Mercury retro is in your chart, it's really important to become even more aware where you might need to maintain clear and healthy boundaries. Nothing wrong with healthy boundaries. Nothing wrong with saying to somebody, hey, back off a little. So, yeah, that's my little story about how I'm having to relearn something during Mercury retrograde. Also during the retrograde, what I am finding is that I'm coming back to something again. I've wanted to learn Greek for a long time. What are you coming back to? What would you like to come back to? And tomorrow I'm starting finally a very intensive course at the university learning Greek. It was just like, okay, I'm doing it. Mercury retrograde, a time to come back to it. So what are you coming back to that you kind of like, you just put it off, and then all of a sudden it comes back into your consciousness. It's like, yeah, I really want to study that. I really want to do that. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing, and of course I've got to find a new place. It's the university, and I've never been to this particular bit of the university campus. And, you know, the lady on the phone says to me, oh, just look at the interactive map. I said to her, listen, I said, I could get it lost on an interactive map very easily. You don't know. Very easy to get lost in a foreign country when all the road signs are foreign and you can't read them very well. But anyway, I'm not complaining, but I'm certainly going to leave a lot more time getting to my first class so that it's not frustrating. Okay, Lucy's coming back to her yoga. Gabby's going to restart her business. Excellent. Hello, Teddy's very happy to be here. Sometimes you need a Teddy. Yes, sometimes you just do. So the Pisces energy may bring up this compassion in you. Yeah, I have a lot of stray cats. There's lots and lots of stray cats in Greece, sadly. But I have one or two who visit me regularly. And because I travel a fair bit, I don't like to feed them in my home, because otherwise they're going to come here when I'm away. So I feed usually outside, away from my home. But there was one on my patio this week, well, a day ago actually, and it was dribbling and scratching itself, and it looked so sad. So I rang, I just couldn't stand it anymore. It was just like, I can't stand to see a being in pain. So I rang the association that takes care of the cats, but sadly 3 months before the year end they've run out of money. So she said, you know, you better call a vet. So I thought, all right, I'll call a vet. So luckily this lovely vet came out, and the poor cat had some kind of an inflammation of the gums, couldn't eat, and gave her a little injection. And then this morning she was fine. She was bouncing around. So I'm really, really, really happy about that. And she's probably going to have another injection in a month or two. But the Neptune energy may bring out or may draw to your attention somebody that needs your help, needs your care, just needs something from you where you can really just help somebody on their way. And it might be you that need your care. Yeah, maybe you need to give something to you. I had to point out to my lovely acupuncturist doctor, who I go to in Israel from time to time. He's wonderful. But when I rang him, because I'm sending a friend to him, she was very nervous, so I just wanted to alert him, just to be slow and gentle with her. And I asked him, how are you? And he said, well, actually, I could do with some rest. And I said, well, why don't you take it? He said, I can't. He said, people are in the hospital. I have to go and help them. I have to do this. God will take care of me. And I said, you know what? No, you have to take care of you. You are responsible. I felt really a bit upset with him, actually, because it's really important to take care of yourself and not allow yourself to burn out. So this burnout energy could be, you could become aware of it. So we're getting into age here. All right, so thank you. You're 37 and scared of getting old. Well, I'm in my 60s. And I have to say, I have been thinking about aging and dying and all these things. And yeah, really been thinking deeply about that, actually, and how to be compassionate with people who are suffering and going through difficulties. And yeah, self-love. So we're working with this Neptune energy, which is all this visionary energy. Can be wonderful. For example, let's say What are your addictions? What are you addicted to? Okay, I mean, I like food, right? Luckily, I'm quite disciplined, but I still eat more than my body needs from time to time. I know I do. And I want to change that. So good time now with Mercury retro. You know, what are your addictions? We've got all kinds of addictions. Maybe be addicted to your phone, being addicted to being in a relationship, being addicted to gambling or alcohol or drugs or smoking. I mean, there's loads of addictions, right? And we've got, for the new moon coming up tomorrow, day after, depends where you live, 7 planets in earth signs. So it's a ton of earth giving you an opportunity to do what it takes to break the addiction. All right, so I would say, yeah, this Mercury retrograde is a tough one. It's a doozy. Okay, addicted to sugar, carbs, yeah, all those kinds of things. Food's not addiction. Well, it is if you know that you're overeating and you're eating more than your body needs. Yeah, if you feel very full afterwards, then you kind of know, yeah. So the Saturn energy gives you an opportunity to find your own strength, because the Neptune energy is a bit of a victim. It can be a bit like, poor me, woe is me. Yeah. Oh, Alicia gave up smoking, but you've added food. I know how that feels, okay? Oh, goodness gracious. I've never been a smoker, but you can go from one addiction to another. So, and you can have positive addictions, yes? I mean, I get quite addicted to playing my piano or painting or astrology, yes? So you can be addicted to things that can have a positive effect as well. Luxury foods, yes. 7 months sober, congratulations, Rebel Lotus, yeah. Addicted to YouTube and Instagram, yeah. It's difficult for me at the end of the day to turn that computer off. Oh, just one more little video. Ooh, that looks interesting, yeah. So, yeah, so it's a good time to come back to things. So whenever I see in a relationship, for example, one person may be very Neptunian. So a Neptunian person is somebody who's very magnetic, draws you into their aura. But very often, a very Neptunian person can be, I'm not saying is, but can be quite needy and dependent on somebody else. And then I get a very Saturnian person, somebody who's, got a lot of Saturn energy in their chart, in the relationship with the Neptunian one, and they're the one earning the money. They're the one bringing in the bread. They're the one that gets resentful because of this neediness that comes out with the Piscean energy, this Neptunian energy. And what if you've got it inside of you? Yeah? So it's how to deal with creating structures and boundaries, and at the same time having your dreams, having your vision. So you need both, and I think this time at the moment we're working on both. How to manage the practical side, the practical day-to-day of living, because Saturn, all this Capricorn energy, is about how we survive in the world. Yeah? You think of the goat, it'll eat anything. It just nibbles away at anything. So it's a really good survivor. survives on just about anything, doesn't need luxury food, it'll eat rubbish half the time. So that's the survival part of you. And the Neptune is the part of you that trusts, that knows. But you've got to do both. Yeah, the two are important. We've got all of these planets in our charts, and these are the ones that are actively, strongly active at the moment. So you might have a dream to give up smoking, to give up drinking, gambling, food, addicted to Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. But you're not creating a plan of structures of daily habits, Saturn energy, to make sure that you follow through. Because if you just live in the dream and you don't take the actions, nothing's going to happen. So, there's all kinds of things coming through the live chat, and I don't know how to change the layout at all. I'm very limited as to what I can do on this layout. If anybody can share or help, I would love to know. A pop-out chat, let's see what that is. Oh, restore chat. I'm restoring it. I better not try too many more things. Replace good one. Replace a bad habit with a good one. Excellent. Thank you. Wolf and Tom, I like that. Cod liver oil and malt. So the other thing with all this Neptunian energy, because Neptune has a lot to do with releasing, letting go, trusting, knowing. I'm just smiling at some of the lovely comments. Just thank you, you guys. For those of you who are live with me now, thank you for being live with me and for the lovely comments you make. I don't see the menu. I don't see what I can do. It's so different. It's like YouTube have changed everything. You know how it is when you're used to something of a certain layout and everything's changed. So I'm super lost, and I just hope that the connection is all right and that you can hear me clearly, and that's something. So what can we learn at the moment now? What can we learn from this new moon in Pisces? Yeah, what are the burning learnings? Suffering is a perception. I'm sorry you are. Thank you. Great observation. Thank you, Laurie. Not suffering, just discomfort. Because I like to be organized and I like to be able to focus just on the information I'm giving you rather than on the technicals. But since everything has changed technically and I still want to live stream with you, then I have to just navigate around it, and all I can say to you is thank you for your patience with me, because I don't know what else to do to be a little more interactive with you. But all right. So, dreams. Yes, Pisces rules dreams. Neptune rules dreams. So So what are your dreams? All right, let's share some dreams. Let's now open things out. What are your dreams? What are your dreams for yourself? And what are your dreams for humanity? Okay, let's start sharing. All right, so I have a dream that I would very much like to live more in a community of like-minded people. Not necessarily in the same house, but in an area where we maybe work together or do things together or eat together, where there's an option to eat together, to share bread together. But where there is more interaction of like-mindedness. This is something I dream of. Maybe we're growing our own food, maybe we are self-sufficient, but something where there's a community of like-minded people. So that's one of my dreams. Okay, guys. Okay, dreams. Where are they? Where are you dreamers? What are you dreaming of to find happiness? Consciousness, evolution for humanity. Yes. Unity, love. You want to be a mommy. Oh, beautiful. Love, good health, abundance, stability, balance. So what other dreams do you have? I dream that there can be an end to suffering on our planet. It's one of my dreams. I know it's very Buddhist. It's so wonderful to be with you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for joining me. Writing a book, a series that will help people. Love, happiness. How about some specifics? Another one wants to be a mum. Beautiful. To travel, to bring happiness to others. To accept one another. Be a guiding light to those in need. That's beautiful. Thank you, Danny. Embracing life. Yes, embracing life. Beautiful. Living in a forest. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah, I just want to be really, it's such an honor to be with you here. Like-minded beings. Yeah. Yes. Neptune can bring sadness, can bring tears of compassion. You may have things that come up from the past that come out to be cleared and to be cleansed, to dance. I love that. Community. Bernie Sanders becomes the next president. All right. Like to have an adventure, world peace, to produce an album, to be debt-free, to be abducted by friendly aliens. Woo! The masses to wake up. Beautiful. It's all coming fast. I wish I could read them quickly enough. Dream no more lies. Connect with tribe. Yes, connecting with your tribe. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, guys. Trump 2020. Okay, we all have different dreams. And Neptune has to do with the acceptance and the inclusion of everybody. It's, for me, the Neptune and the Saturn, it's like they are so different. Neptune is the realization that we're all one, and Saturn is the realization that we're separate and we have separate bodies. And how do we work with those two things to end the use of plastics, to heal your sickness? A beach home, teaching consciousness. Consciousness is big because Neptune is about the subconscious, the unconscious. And we're soon going to be moving into Aries energy. So this Neptune, this Pisces energy, releasing, letting go, surrendering to that which you cannot change. Yes, to connect with your tribe in Ireland. Love it. Never been there yet. Okay, great. To plant a garden. Love it. Yeah, to stop demonizing people. One for all and all for one. To be good at maths. Gosh, that's a good one. Yeah. Beautiful. Woo! Great, all these wonderful dreams. So I'm just going to suggest, choose one dream, one that's important to you, and decide on 3 action steps that you're actually going to take. 3. Towards that dream. May I please ask you, on a practical level, Saturnian level, to please like the video. I have no idea how you like it. I have no idea what on earth to do, because I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with this new live stream. I used to be able to see myself big. I used to be able to see you big. I can't make any of it big anymore. It's all teeny weeny. But I'm very grateful that I can see. Every morning, I'm fortunate, I go on a good morning walk and a gratitude walk. I just love it. It's like what I try to do is say good morning to every person that I meet and every being, and often to various trees and birds along the way. And it's lovely, you know. I just say to whoever is there, I go Kalimera, and sometimes people look at me very strangely. Sometimes they ignore me completely. Sometimes they break out into a big smile, and we have a lovely connection. And it's lovely. Thank you for thumbs upping. But that's okay. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It's all right. I'm just grateful I'm able to stream today. So, yeah. I think it's so important to constantly remember what you do have in your life, because sometimes there is a surrendering to things that you can't change, that you have to let go of. Oh, you met me when I was singing in a tree. Well, I do sing as well on my walks sometimes. But just that gratitude. And in fact, I met a friend, my Greek friend. She makes soaps and things, my lovely friend Susie, and she brought me a few soaps. She just made some soaps and things, and she's always generous, always gives me an extra couple and says, no, just little presents, Dora. And she said she's feeling so happy these days and so fulfilled and so contented. And I said to her, why? Do you know what's happened? What's changed in your life? She stood there for a moment. She thought, yes, she said. For the last year, I've been writing 5 gratitudes every morning. Every morning. She said, it's changed my life. And I do this too. I do a lot of gratitudes, actually. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but lots and lots. Because, well, not because, but I was at a class recently. In fact, we were all crying when the teacher showed us a very short movie about somebody he had studied with, a friend of his, who had got ALS, which is muscular dystrophy, where the muscles, it's a terrible, terrible disease. And now all his friend can do is move his eyes, communicate only through a computer using his eyes. And it stayed with me all week, and I think it's going to stay with me all my life, to just know how much I really do have, how much there is to be grateful for, and that there's a tendency to be complacent in that. I know it in me. I have to keep pushing it, keep pushing it, keep pushing it. There's so much more to be grateful for than not. And when you begin to turn that around, your life turns around. So every morning I'm so grateful that I can walk and go outside and breathe the air. And just simple things. And I mean, I know it sounds so simple. But it's such a joy, it's such a pleasure to wave to the people I know. Kalimera, they're all learning my new name. Half of them still call me Varvara. Half of them call me Bracha or Brachitza. It's okay. It's all fine. Of course, I correct them. I do nicely say. Then ime Varvara, ime Bracha. Oh, sinomi, Bracha. Yeah, they're always fine. So, yeah, just see if you can connect with people. See if you can connect on the heart level. Whether they respond or not, something changes in you. And I observe my reactions. I observe when somebody seems to ignore me. It's like, I have a moment of, all right, okay, I wish you a good day anyway. I wish you well anyway. Maybe you're having a bad moment. So I try to turn around my initial feeling of, want my teddy for a moment, to, okay, everybody's in a different space, and not everybody in that moment is up for maybe saying good morning or changing their state. Yeah. So, my lovely ones, it's a joy being with you, but it is nearly the bewitching hour of midnight here in wonderful Greece. And I just want to thank you so much for being with me today. Teddy is also very grateful. He really enjoys these sessions. He joins in. You'll be surprised. And just thank you. I look forward to your comments. How lovely. Just happened to you, Wolf Mother. 2 strangers opened their hearts and you hugged. Isn't that beautiful? So Neptune energy, go out today or tomorrow, it depends on the time of day, with as open a heart as you can. I love the, what's her name? She's a Buddhist nun, Joan Halifax. She's wonderful, Roshi, Joan Halifax. And she talks about, and I'm sure this is probably a Buddhist thing, but she talks about it, of having a strong back and a soft front. Because all too often we've got a hard front, defended, hunched over, give Teddy in there, and a soft back feeling vulnerable from behind. So rather be strong and feel your spine from behind and have an open and soft heart. So much love to you all. From Teddy and me and all the kitties, doubtless coming for food tomorrow. Much love to you.